Hey guys, I'm Soda here, back again doing another movie review, and today we'll be reviewing Venom. Now, Venom is directed by Ruben Fleischer and features Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, Riz Ahmed, Scott Hayes, Jenny Slate, and Ray Scott. So the plot to Venom is that we follow with Eddie Brock, who at first Eddie Brock has it all. Like he has a good job, a good career, and he's engaged with a girl. So he's really happy. His life is basically perfect. So yeah, and he even has a big house and a really nice motorcycle. He's just really happy. And but one day he goes through his girlfriend's computer and he finds out that this science facility is actually like planning some really dark shit. Like they're experimenting on people and they're killing people too. And so he decides to go to that science facility and interview the main scientist, Carlton Drake. But once he does that, he shuts him out, and then like his job and his girl like saw that what he did was stupid, and then that makes them fire him. And so like he gets fired from his good job and he loses his career, he loses his house, he loses everything. He even loses his girl too. And so once that happened, he's just been staying like in the poor side of the city. He's just been living in this small apartment. He's just been he's just been living like very depressed. He's even been getting drunk in bars too. So yeah. And then but one day like he decides to like go back up and to try to go back to the science facility and try to see like if it's actually true. And so like he goes to the science facility again, and then wait hold up, just let me fix the camera angle. Okay, that's better. So he decides to go back to the science facility again, but once he does, he actually finds like what he thought would be there. People being trapped, people dying, them experimenting on them, like doing really bad experiments on them. And then he even finds one of his friends in there too, and then he breaks her out. But then once he breaks her out, she puts like this thing that the scientists were studying on called symbiotes. She puts the symbiote in him. And so with the symbiotes, like with the symbiote in him, that makes him a lot stronger. That makes him run really fast. That makes him climb really tall trees really fast. That makes him really hungry all the time too. And it even turns him into a monster too. Like the symbiote becomes one with him and coexists with him and interacts with him a lot. And so it turns him into a big monster, like this big black monster with sharp teeth that eats people. So yeah, and so he's just like that throughout the whole movie. But then we follow with the scientist named Carlton Drake. Carlton Drake's just really evil because he wants to go to space and to try to get more symbiotes and to try to have symbiotes and man live together. He wants humans to live in space too. So yeah, and then he even like what else? And then like he's even been trying to track down Eddie to like get his symbiote back. Let me think. And so Eddie's just trying to run away from them, but Venom like goes like rises and eats a lot of them. So yeah, but then like towards the middle of the movie, Eddie and Venom decide to stop Carlton Drake from going to space and bringing all the symbiotes to Earth. And Carlton Drake even gets a symbiote inside him too. So yeah, they are trying to stop Carlton Drake from destroying the world. Now do I like this movie? Yeah, I like this movie. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good, but like it could have been better though. Like for a Venom movie, this could have been better actually, but it was still good. I still enjoy it. Like this movie's still enjoyable. Like every time like this movie comes on TV or like just anytime like someone puts it on, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll watch this movie. So yeah, but it's good, but it's not the best movie out there, nor is it the worst movie, you know. So yeah, what was I gonna say? Let me think. So yeah, let me think. Okay, I think that's all I should say. It's good. Let me get on to the characters now. So with the characters to these movies, we have Eddie Brock, which I really liked Eddie Brock in this movie. Actually, I mean, this movie has a lot of flaws to it. Actually, like so much flaws to it. But the main thing that I love about this movie is the Eddie Brock and Venom dynamic. Like their whole duo was awesome. I really loved this whole duo. It was fucking awesome. And that's the main reason that doesn't that's the main reason that I don't hate this movie. Like that's the main reason I don't dislike this movie. It's the relationship between Venom and Eddie. Like it was just so cool. And whenever Venom makes an appearance and he's fighting people, it's just so badass. And just the way Venom looks, his voice, like everything about Venom is just perfect. Like Venom is dope. I love Venom so much. So yeah, and this whole, excuse me, Luigi almost came out. So this whole movie just is all about Venom and Eddie, and and that's what I really love about it. Like Venom and Eddie's duo is so much screen time with this movie. Uh, Let me think. But Eddie Brock as a whole, like his character is, I thought was really cool actually. Like I really liked the first act where it showed like how he lives and like his whole like his good life and all of that, and then he ends up losing all of it. And I really liked that whole storyline actually. How he was just so depressed and. He was just so depressed and he just regretted doing all of that, and he even watches the scientists on TV and like he doesn't even like watching them, like he doesn't even like watching him. He's like, can you guys just change this already? Yeah. Let me think. Anything else I should say about Eddie? And then I thought Eddie was really funny in this movie too. Like there was a lot of funny moments to this movie. Like there's this one part where Eddie's like having a really bad day, but his neighbor's always so noisy and he's always playing like his music super loud that even he can hear it like very loud in his room too. And then he even like there's this one part where he knocks on the door to ask him to turn it down. He's like, psh, whatever. And then he turns it to Venom, like his face looks like Venom, and then the neighbor's like, yeah, man, yeah, I'll turn it right down. Yeah, and then there's even this one part where Venom makes Eddie climb a really big building. He makes him climb it, but then like once he gets on top, like he's like jump, and then he just takes the elevator, and Venom's like pussy. So yeah, just a lot of funny moments like that. Really shined with this movie. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say about Eddie Brock? And then all the scenes with him, like with him finding out, that there's like something growing in his body. I thought were pretty funny too. Like when he's just eating like garbage and food all over his house, and then he even goes to this restaurant, just eats everyone's food, and even goes inside the crab hole. Let me see. Anything else I need to say about Eddie? And then I really liked Eddie and Annie's relationship. His old girlfriend, but then his girlfriend got a new boyfriend. But I really liked how their relationship went. How she started to find out that he has a monster in him. Let me think. But she still has feelings for him, but she doesn't want to admit it. Yeah, and I thought that whole part was funny. Let me think. Anything else I should say? Anything else I should say about this movie? Let me think. About Eddie Brock. Let me think. And I thought Tom Hardy, he played Eddie Brock really good actually. Like he played him really good, and he voiced Venom amazingly. Let me think. Anything else I should say about Eddie Brock? Let me think. So yeah, Eddie Brock was a good character. Like he was a depressed, failed character. Yeah. Let me think. But then like towards the end of the movie, he becomes a very changed character. Cause he becomes really happy by the end. But I'll get to that once I talk about the end. Now let's get on to the Annie, the love interest. Yeah, she was a good character. I just wish she was in it more longer. Like she had a bit more screen time. But I could look. I mean, could I look past it? I mean, yeah, that's my fault with her. I just wish she was in it more. Let me think. But yeah, I liked her. I liked how all the stuff she did in the movie. How she was willing to help out Venom, and Venom even liked her too. And that she even like did the vibrations on Riot at the end. Let me think. Oh, and speaking of Riot, aka Carlton Drake, he was an okay. I mean, he was an okay villain. I mean, was he a bad villain? I'm trying to think. Did I dislike him in this movie? I mean, I didn't totally dislike him, but he was just a kind of a whack villain, honestly, because like this scientist, this mad scientist, just wants to like just wants to make the world a better place, but he's experimenting on homeless people, and he wants to like live with aliens in space. So yeah, that whole scientist thing I just thought was weird. And then, but I thought Riot was cool actually. I thought the big symbiote of Riot possessing Carlton Drake. I thought he looked really cool actually. But I mean, he looked the same thing. He kind of looked the same thing as Venom honestly, but just gray. I mean I can tell the difference. Like Riot's more bigger and he's a little more chunky, and let me think. And Riot's gray and with a little bit of red. Yeah, but Riot, I thought I thought he was cool. For all the scenes he was in. I mean, I just wish he was in it for longer. Actually, like, that's my main flaw with this movie. I just wish so many more people were in it longer. I wish Riot like had a lot more screen time. Like, he should have been in it for so much longer. Cause he just shows up. He literally just shows up at the end of the movie, and he doesn't even have like a big like spark, like a big he doesn't even have like a big motivation. Let me think. But I really liked the scene where Riot like first shows himself, where Carlton Drake keeps asking Eddie, "Where is my symbiote? Where's Venom?" But then Riot shows up and he's like, "Where is he? Where's Venom?" Uh, so yeah, that whole scene I thought was really cool, and that scene actually scared me. Actually, like when I saw it in theaters, it actually like gave me a jump scare. Let me think. And then I really liked the fight at the end with Riot and Venom. I thought that fight was really cool with Riot and Venom. I would say that was the best scene of the movie. Like easily the best scene of the movie was Riot and Venom go head to head. Yeah, that whole scene was just super dope. And then like Riot is like twice the size of Venom, and he has so much more gadgets than Venom has. Like he has like spikes growing out of his back. He has a bigger knife and like much bigger knives that grow out of his hand. So yeah, just all those scenes, and then even the symbiotes, like they tore apart, but then Venom goes inside Riot for a second. Just yeah, that whole scene was just super cool. Yeah, but Riot, I don't know, like I don't know, like he was just kind of like there. I would say. I mean, he was cool, but he was just kind of there. Yeah, that's the best I can describe of Riot. Okay, so then we get on to the other antagonist. I mean, he was not really an antagonist, but he was just this big, strong guy that would come in the movie every once in a while. I think his name was Roland. Like he was that big, strong, bald guy that would always go after Eddie, and even like when Venom first showed himself, he almost ate him. Yeah, but yeah, he was okay. I mean, he was okay. And then we get on to the other character, Dan. Uh, Dan was an okay character. He was a doctor. He was Annie's new boyfriend. I mean, he was okay. I mean, there wasn't really a point for him to be there, but he was okay. I mean, yeah, that's my main flaw to this movie. It's just all the stuff, all the characters besides Eddie and Venom, like just really suck. Like they just suck. I mean, I know I just said most of the characters were okay, but like there's not much like they're not even memorable, and they're not even like there. Like there's no point for them to even be there actually. And like they could have just done a much better job with this movie, honestly. But yeah, but just Venom and Eddie are easily the best characters of this movie. And then we get on to the setting to this movie, the scenery. I mean, the scenery was okay. I mean, this whole movie took place in San Francisco, but honestly, I thought that was a good setting. Like, yeah, that was a good setting. Yeah, it was solid. Uh, and then there was even like a lot of scenes where they'd be in the forest too, which I thought those scenes were cool too, because like Venom being in a forest is actually a pretty cool setting for him. Let me think. Anything else I should say about this movie? Let me think. Oh, but the effects, I would say the effects were good. Yeah, the effects were good. I mean, I can't say anything bad about the effects. Yeah, they were good. Like the way Venom looked like was cool. The way like the effects were handled, like the way like the end battle was handled really well. The like just all the car scenes, all the action scenes, all the car scenes were done well. Yeah, just all the effects were good. What else can I say? Let me think. Anything else I just say? But oh yeah, that's another main flaw. That's another flaw to this movie is that some of these action sequences look like something we've already seen before. Like that whole like driving scene, like the whole car chase scene, just felt like something we already saw before. Like it just saw something like we've seen a million times in John Wick, in Mission Impossible. Like it just like there wasn't really much uniqueness with these action scenes. But I would say the only scenes that felt unique were the part was the scene where Venom was attacking the SWAT teams in the building. I thought that scene was cool too, where he attacks the SWAT team in the building. He's eating them. He throws them everywhere. He's climbing the metal bars in the ceilings. That whole scene was cool. So yeah, that scene and the end scene were the best parts of this movie, and they were the only scenes that I thought were unique in a way. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? But at the end of the movie, I liked where Eddie Brock's character went. How he's just happy now with Venom, even though he doesn't have his career back. He's still happy with his best friend, and he can do anything he wants. So yeah, where his character left off at the end was just really cool. Let me think. Anything else I should? I think that's it about Venom. So yeah, Venom was a good was okay. So, but it just could have been a lot better. Like it could have been way better. Like maybe they could have gone for an R rating. Like they definitely could have gone for an R rating, and that would have made this movie probably 10 times better. But this movie's just so forgettable. Like this just feels like like one of those old Marvel movies they would make in the early 2000s that were so forgettable. Like this movie honestly just feels like it was made in the year 2001. So yeah, it just so yeah, this movie just could have been like it just could have been like one of the best Marvel movies out there, but it just turned out to be so like forgettable. And I'm gonna see the second one today. Like I'm gonna see the second one later today. I probably won't have the review for it today, but probably sometime in the weekend though. But I hope the second one's good. It's gonna be directed by Andy Serkis, and it even has Carnage in it too, which I've always wanted to see Carnage in a movie because I grew up watching the old Spider-Man cartoons, and it even had Carnage in it, and I thought Carnage was such a badass. And Carnage's evil laugh, I would always do it all the time when I was younger for all of elementary school, even some of middle school too. Yeah, so Carnage I have a lot of memories with Carnage. So yeah, I'm excited to see the second one tomorrow. Even though this one wasn't really all that, I'm still excited to see the second one. Yeah, and I hope Andy Serkis brings a good direction to the movie. Uh, so yeah, wait, did I rate this movie already? So to rate this movie, I'll rate this movie a B minus. Yeah, it's an okay movie. Bye, and see you all in the next review.